You did the hardest thing. You left. You walked away from someone who was destroying you. You broke the cycle. You chose yourself. And everyone told you that leaving was the hardest part. That once you got out, everything would get better. That freedom would feel like relief. But it doesn't. Not yet. Because no one told you the truth. Leaving was hard. But surviving after leaving? That's harder. When you were still in it, you had a focus. All your energy went into managing the situation. Managing them. Keeping the peace. Surviving day to day. It was exhausting, but it was familiar. You knew what you were dealing with. You knew the patterns. You knew how to navigate the chaos, even if it was killing you slowly. But now you're out. And instead of relief, you feel lost. Untethered. Like someone cut the strings and you don't know how to stand on your own. The chaos is gone, but so is the structure. And you're realizing you don't know how to live without constantly bracing for impact. The hypervigilance doesn't just turn off. You're still scanning for danger even though the danger is gone. You're still waiting for the other shoe to drop. Still anticipating criticism that isn't coming. Still preparing for explosions that never happen. Your nervous system is still in survival mode, but there's nothing immediate to survive. And that's disorienting. You thought you'd feel lighter without them. Instead, you feel heavier. Because now you have space to actually feel everything you couldn't feel while you were in it. The grief, the anger, the betrayal, the shame, the loss. All of it comes flooding in at once. And it's overwhelming. You survived the abuse by not feeling it fully. Now you have to survive by feeling all of it. And that's brutal. There's also the exhaustion. The bone-deep exhaustion of having to rebuild yourself from scratch. You have to relearn how to trust. How to make decisions. How to know what you want. How to exist without someone telling you who to be. You have to undo years of conditioning. Years of gaslighting. Years of being told your reality wasn't real. That takes time. And energy you don't have. And then there's the loneliness. Even if you have people around you, even if you have support, there's a loneliness that comes from being the only one who truly understands what you went through. From having to explain yourself over and over. From people not getting why you're still struggling. From feeling fundamentally changed by something most people can't comprehend. You're also facing something you didn't expect. The realization that they're still affecting you, even though they're gone. Their voice is still in your head. Their programming is still running. You find yourself doing things the way they wanted, avoiding things they would have criticized, feeling guilty for things they made you feel guilty about. They're not physically present, but they're everywhere. And evicting them from your mind is harder than evicting them from your life. Here's what you need to hear. This is normal. This is what recovery looks like. It's messy. It's painful. It's harder than leaving. And that doesn't mean you made a mistake. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means you're doing the real work now. The work of healing, of rebuilding, of reclaiming yourself. And that work is harder than escape ever was. Leaving took one moment of courage. Surviving takes courage every single day. Leaving was a decision. Surviving is 1,000 tiny decisions. To stay away, to set boundaries, to choose yourself, to keep going when going back would be easier, to feel the pain instead of numbing it, to trust again even when trust feels impossible, to believe you deserve better even when you don't feel it yet. So if surviving feels harder than leaving, you're not failing. You're just in the hardest part. The part where you have to face everything you ran from. The part where you have to rebuild without a blueprint. The part where you have to learn to live again instead of just exist. And that's hard. Harder than anyone who hasn't been through it could understand. But here's what else is true. You're doing it. Right now. You're surviving. Every day you stay away is a victory. Every boundary you set is progress. Every moment you choose yourself over the programming is healing. You might not feel like you're doing well, but you are. You're doing the impossible. You're surviving the aftermath of narcissistic abuse. And that takes more strength than most people will use in their entire lives. So be patient with yourself. This phase is temporary. It won't always feel this hard. One day, surviving will become living. The heaviness will lift. The hypervigilance will calm. The voice in your head will become your own again. But for now, it's okay that it's hard. It's okay that surviving feels harder than leaving. because it is. And you're doing it anyway. That's not just survival. That's courage. That's strength. That's victory. Even when it doesn't feel like it. Keep going. You're doing better than you know. Thank you for being here. For surviving even when it's harder than leaving. Subscribe to Soft Words for hard days for more support as you navigate this difficult journey.